Hi, this is your host, Kristen Howe, and I am so excited to welcome you to today's call with our guest, Tuttle. Carol is a master energy therapist, a teacher of the chakra energy system, a best-selling author, and a devoted mother. She began her experience in energy work with Reiki and rapid eye therapy, then moved on to EFT, tapping, and energy medicine. In 1994, she received her master's certification in several modalities and began her career as an energy therapist. Her teachings have helped tens of thousands of people to consciously work with their chakra energy to improve their health, their finances, and their relationships. Now, today on the call, you will discover how Carol healed her own life and now trains people across the world to use their chakras to improve every aspect of their lives. She's a healer with an amazing journey to share, a journey of hope, of inspiration, and ultimately manifestation. So, Carol, thank you for joining us today, and welcome to this call.
Well, thank you. It's always an honor to share more information to help people, so I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely, and I'm thrilled to have you here. I would love if you could start off by sharing your story, letting us know some of the major turning points that allowed you to manifest your current level of success.
Well, yeah, as you mentioned, I experienced it's what's the popular phrase for it is the wounded healer, that we come into our own healing gift because of the wounds we need to heal in our own lives. It's been many years that I was set out on this path, but I was a mother of, I have 5 children, and at the time my children were quite young, and I hit in a manner what we call the dark night of the soul very early in my life, in my late 20s, and I was very desperate to get well. And it wasn't even so much that I cared about, when you're in that state, you don't care enough or feel like you love yourself enough to motivate well-being in your life, but I cared deeply for my children, and I did not want to wound them. And I knew that's what was happening. It's like I was co-conscious in my dysfunctional state that I needed to clean this up. And in some way I'd been called to, that I'd come into my family system to, change the course and clean up the dysfunction, and that's all well and good, but you still wake up dealing with depression, which I had severely, and just a very dark time in my life. And I got into therapy. I got into traditional therapy, went through that process for a couple of years, did some 12-step work, and was really, really hungry for real healing. I felt a lot of what I was doing was nice, but it wasn't deep healing. It wasn't complete healing. And as I prayerfully approached my desire and my determination that drove me, was I wouldn't settle. I just thought, my spirituality spoke to me and said, healing is possible, full and complete healing. And in that pursuit, I was led to energy work and energy therapy in the early 90s when it was not cool. I went, really? This is weird. I mean, come on. I responded like any typical kind of mainstream, but, I'm like the suburban housewife at the time. I wasn't raised in a family where that was the norm. So it was a real, but went ahead. I knew when I'm given an answer, it comes in loud and clear. And it's kind of like I say, when I get my marching orders, I go. I know when it's right. And I knew it was, and I started to pursue my own healing using Reiki. And that was in 1991. And that was the first time I was introduced to the chakra system. And I'm convinced that the work that I did initially with my chakras in that first phase of my healing work set me on the path that I'm now on. That's a very, I like to say, I've created a path that many have followed, and it's a big super highway now, so no one has to go through all the bumps and, all the things I went through in the early days, that it is more accepted by mainstream. It's available to us to be practically applied to our lives. And learning about your chakra system in the realm of energy work is one of the most powerful systems you'll ever learn to work with.
Wow, I love that, and I love that you actually were brave enough to, answer that call when it wasn't cool.
I was desperate enough.
There you go.
Desperation and bravery are very closely related, because really, when you care enough about something, I've worked with a lot of people over the years that don't care enough about themselves. I say there's something you do care about, and that's what we've got to connect you with. And in my life, it was my children. And I'm still in the same marriage, and it's interesting because we had we've had many challenging phases throughout our marriage, but we've both grown to a point where there's such love, respect, and partnership that it's a true friendship now. And we've helped each other, really continue to pursue our own healing. And I'm really grateful and now my children are in their adult years. They're 23 to 30 years old, in that range, and they're magnificent adults that have come to know their true selves much, much earlier in their lives than I had ever been given the chance. They're initiated into their adult lives in a lot more wholeness, which is really cool.
That's so powerful. It's funny. I was just having a conversation with someone about, how great it would be if we'd all been taught this stuff when we were kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's never too late. It's never too late. I always say it's never too late to be a great parent. You can always affect your family no matter where you are in life. So.
Absolutely. No, I so agree with that. Now, let me ask you this. I'm sure so many of the people listening have probably been somewhat exposed to the chakra system, but I'm sure there are some that haven't. So can you give us, sort of a quick idea of what the chakra system is and how it factors into manifestation? I mean, since we're here about Manifest Everything Now, that would be great.
Okay. Every human has what's called a subtle energy system. Within that subtle energy system, there's several components to it. Some of them more well-known are meridians. Acupuncturists work on meridian lines. Those are energy pathways. A lot of people are familiar with your auric field. That's your energetic space that you are, that is just the expressive energy of you that surrounds you and expresses outwardly from you. Your chakras are a system of energy plates or energy vortices that are actually spiraling, whirling discs of energy that actually run from the groin area. It's kind of like the base of your torso. If you were to draw a line from your tailbone through the bottom through your groin up to your pelvic bone, that's your root chakra. And it's actually, when it's operating in its true function and power, it's like a funnel that then connects to the earth. It's spiraling, it's energetic, it's very powerful, it's a grounding effect. And then there's, moving on up, the torso all the way to the top of the head, the primary 7 chakras are one of the most powerful systems in our whole subtle energy body that are affecting our day-to-day life. Each chakra, and I'm going to, the pronunciation is CH, chakra. In the Western world, a lot of people say chakra, like SH, but the true pronunciation is chakra. It is a Sanskrit word, and it comes from a very ancient practice of energy work. And each of those 7 chakras has a very specific purpose and function to affect your life. And so they're a part, in every way, every day, they're a part of your manifestation. They are one of the most powerful systems in that whole cause and effect and what you manifest. And so it's like when you become knowledgeable of this system, you can start working with it to affect your manifestation experience in a powerful way. Because it's kind of like being in a vehicle that it's just kind of been driving itself without any real clarity. It's like you get yourself behind the wheel now and you get to start driving it.
Wow. That's cool. So the different, and I'm asking and also assuming here. So does each chakra deal with a specific area of your life in terms of when we talk about manifestation? Okay. Yeah,
they do. And I can go over, you let me know what you want me to review, and because I can give you a real
if you can give us a quick overview of that would be great.
Okay. And they are developmental through phases of your life. When you're born, your root chakra is the first one to activate. And so it is between birth and age 18, each of these chakras is meant to get activated. Now, you may have phases in your life where they weren't activated properly. They took on false programming. The energy got patterned in a way that it's a wounded quality to it. So everybody has like their chakra story that's affecting their life now based on what was going on during the actual opening activation of that phase of your life. And there's people that have chakras that have never been opened because it was never safe to open them. It was never, the stimuli was not there to help them open. And so that's the cool thing about this work is you can take care of all that. You can clean all that up. You can get behind the wheel and say, you know what, I'm taking charge of my chakras and I'm going to make sure they're all working properly so I get the full benefit of this powerful energy system. So it starts with your root chakra, which I explained is in the pelvic floor area. That is your connection to the earth. That is the primary function of the root chakra is I belong here. I have my birthright is to thrive in my physical world, and I'm accepted and a beneficial part of humanity. It's what we call our tribal energy, and it very much connects us with family culture and societal culture. So it's the bigger plug-in, too. I'm a part of something that's playing out here that involves a lot of other people. Now, the programming in that chakra that's been a false programming is I have to give up my identity to help the tribe survive. The healing of that chakra is in full swing right now in 2012. It's huge. That chakra is getting activated to really energetically run the true program, which is if that chakra had a voice, it would say, its mission is, I have a right to my unique expression of self, and because I choose that, I help the tribe thrive.
Wow.
And that's happening to a lot of people. See, it's like that old programming is getting override. It's like that's not working anymore, and people are really on a really base level feeling this. I got to live true to myself. I can't sell out anymore. I can't keep trying to be someone for somebody else and someone I'm not, for my culture, for my family, at my job, wherever it is. And so that chakra has really connected us with our physical experience, money, health, your job, your career, your family experience. That's all root chakra stuff. And then second chakra, we move on up the torso to the area between your belly button and your pelvic bone, kind of right in the middle of your tummy. And then again, this energy it's connected to the body, but it's operating in the auric field. It's a pulsating, it's a spiral quality of energy that's actually sending signals out. Okay. It's like each one of them is like a signal. Bearer of a signal if it's working properly. And that's your connection with your creative energy. So it's referred to as the sacral. It has a lot of connection with sexual and sensual energies, but it's beyond that, it's creative energy, both from in a primal energy, it's all about, having great sex, but as it really expands and matures, that whole chakra is about your unique creative expression of your sensual, very, amazing self. And so if that chakra had a voice, it would say, I have a right to be creative and to have my creative energies influence this world in a positive way, whether it be more on that you have a really you got to put sex in the right place with this chakra because, yes, it supports you in having a beautiful sexual experience, but it's beyond that. It's accepting your own sensuality as an expressive self and the beauty of that. And so it's gotten hit pretty hard in our society. It's taken a lot of false programming. It carries a lot of the abuse energy that's happened throughout cultures. It carries a lot of, so that chakra is really getting cleaned up now so people can have the benefit of their creative juices, so to speak. Mm-hmm. Then the third chakra is your power center. It's just, if you put your fingertips between your breasts and drop it down to your sternum, That's your power chakra. The third chakra is all about your connection with your own personal power, your relationship with yourself, and how much you believe in yourself and feel your own willpower. It's about willpower, not the kind of power that's used to control people. It's not ego power. It's soul power. It's willpower. It's that you're a powerful being in this physical dimension. So the first, second, and third chakras really connect in the physical realm. They're the most operative, the most influential in your physical experience on every level, from your third chakra, your experience with yourself and your own willpower. Second chakra, more intimate relationships and your creative energy. First chakra, the bigger family, societal, connecting with all that. And if the third chakra spoke, it would say, I am powerful, and I use my power to make a difference in this world and to first and foremost bless my life. So your power first exists for you, to serve your well-being. And then as that is sustained, you only can bless others. You can only serve others as you put yourself in that primary position of being a receiver. Then we move on up to the fourth chakra, which is a connector chakra between the physical and the spiritual. It's kind of the bridge. It's the heart chakra. It's the middle of the chest. And that's an interesting chakra because it's very strong. It's very powerful, and yet a lot of people carry around the illusion and the story that their hearts have been broken or wounded. And we're going to do a meditation, a guided imagery today that I'm going to take everyone through this visualization to really connect with the power of their heart chakra and some interesting dynamic energies that are being activated in the heart. And so we're really being asked to live from our hearts more and more. So that energy is really, the heart chakra is really getting powered up in everyone. And you can see the way I've done a study on how the chakra and the activation of new energies is affecting the way we do business. And so you can see how much more that we've switched from big corporations kind of existing in an attitude of you're lucky we're here to companies coming on the scene that said we're here to serve you.
Right.
And that's a huge shift because the heart chakra, it's like, you know what, we're here to serve. And we're, where the attitude used to be, well, you're lucky we're here and you need to pay us, where there's so many new wonderful companies that have this whole energetics of we're here to serve you. What can we do to make your life better? And I gave a presentation recently where I acknowledged that any company that does not shift into that energetic position will not make it, because that's where we're all going. You need to be in a place with anything you do, whatever your contribution is, whether it's your job, whether you are a stay-at-home, caregiver, whatever it is, you're being asked to come from your heart with it. And you'll be really blessed. And the visualization that we're going to do will tap into what that is. And if that chakra were to speak, it would say something like, I follow my heart, and I'm able to live true to my heart, and I am blessed and supported. It's a lot about receiving. We have a myth in our culture that's taught us we have to give first, then receive, and really it's quite the opposite. We need to receive in order to give, and energetically, we need to receive, and we need to be fed these energies to sustain us. And so almost on a daily basis, I talk to my energy and I talk to my chakras, and I say, okay, turning on receiving mode. Because I can't give unless I'm receiving, It's like, okay, I need this, I need to be supported, so I'm receiving. And your energies listen to you. They listen to your intent. They listen to your truth. And they go, okay, receiving mode. And you're like, cool, I wonder what's going to show up today. That's awesome. What's going to show up to warm my heart, to just bless me. Now we move to your throat chakra, which is the fifth chakra, center of the throat. And its purpose is for you to express your unique self, both in thought and in word. So it's very much connected to your voice, and that's been played, a lot of people are not using the full power and benefit of their throat chakra because they think first. A lot of people go around thinking about what do I need to say or what am I supposed to say, and they think of the other person rather than just speaking their truth and trusting it's really awesome and it's going to be received and supported. So the throat chakra can be really shut down for people depending on your childhood, because if you weren't supported in speaking your truth in your earliest of years, your throat, by the time you hit your teens, you're going to be really conditioned not to, when you were meant to really be active in that, when the throat chakra really starts to kick in your early teen years. And so, depending on the lay of the landscape in your environment will have determined whether or not you've felt you could really open that chakra fully. And so if that chakra were to speak, it would say, I am free to speak my unique truth, and it is received and it is supported. It's very natural. It's very effortless. Then we move up to the third eye, which is your sixth chakra in the middle of the forehead, and this very much is intuition, psychic abilities, inner vision. It's your insight. Whenever you say, I've got an insight, whenever you say to any person, you're so insightful, or I'm getting some great insights, that's your inner vision. It's almost like if there was an eye on your brow, the eye is opened inside. And you have an inner vision that you can see what's unseen. You can know what's not yet known. You can have these intuitive hits where you just have this sense of this is what's right for me. It's the inner vision that a lot of people question. Everyone has it, but a lot of people don't know how to trust it. And there's levels of the power of it. So the more you've trusted it, the more powerful it gets. And then so if that chakra, if it were to have a voice, it would say, I am insightful and I trust my inner vision as I move forward in my life. I am guided with my own insight. So then we move to the seventh chakra, which is crown, top of the head. It actually, where I talked about a funnel that comes on the root chakra a little bit earlier in the program, this is a funnel that goes up and connects you with spirit realm, with your experience with spirit, with the heavens, with the cosmos, your experience of deity, the creator, whatever that has, is your experience with that, and it connects you with your spirit guides, higher energies. It becomes the conduit for that information to come into you, into the mind, to the third eye, to form, so that you're receiving spiritual guidance. So if that chakra were to speak and it were really healthy, it'd say, I am guided and I am supported and I'm connected with all that is. And it would also interpret very specifically to your experience with deity and knowing that you're loved, and the divine as how you interpret God and that creator energy, that's there for you, and you are really supported and loved. You feel it. You feel that love. It's really pretty profound.
Wow.
So that's your tour of the chakras.
That's amazing. Okay, so now, Carol, with all of the people listening who are going, oh no, Carol, I'm blocked in every single one of those areas, is that a common response?
You're going to have variables with each one because, you don't get through life with these ideal settings so that your chakras are running in optimum levels. You're going to have impairments, blockages. You're going to have false programming. You're going to have stuff. Just expect that. You're going to have, maybe your second chakra and you took on some really false programming in your sexuality, and your third chakra is doing the work for your second chakra. See, they'll do overtime where there's 1 week, one will do too much, but then it looks like need to control, need to be in charge. Don't let anybody, see. So it shows up in personality. It shows up in life patterns. It shows up. All you got to do is look at your life, and it's going to tell you which chakras are missing, not operating properly. And we have the quiz that we offer at the website that helps you look at each chakra to get them feedback. We have very specific questions on a quiz we offer on our website to help people get that feedback, so how am I doing.
Right. So this really does tie in directly to manifesting. It's not, because I've had people say, oh, well, you're going to talk about the chakras, but how could that possibly have anything to do with what you manifest in your life? But it sounds like it has absolutely everything to do with it.
Oh, that's just so ironic. It's like, what, you think this is just like, it is the most influential energy of all the subtle energy systems. It is the most influential in what's manifest in your life. And being able to shift that, what's manifesting in your life. People tend to think it's just your thought field.
Yeah.
It's not. Your thought field, it's not a big power player when it comes to, when you engage a whole system like the chakras and the function of that's influenced by your thought form and your thought field and intention, but which chakra that it's working with. You're kind of bringing the function of your thoughts into this powerhouse system that's actually having more effect.
Interesting. Okay, so from what you're saying as well, when you just said that, going back a few comments, you said the thing about like one chakra almost can compensate for another one sort of thing, correct?
Right.
So it's not like we go, okay, so I'm struggling with money, so I need to work with my root chakra, chakra 1. They're connected? Like, do they talk to each other? How do you
yeah. It's like, think of a piano keyboard, okay, or chords on think of an instrument where whether it's a piano, a guitar, each of the keys has a single note. But you don't sit down and just play one note. You play them together to create a whole musical expression. And so the chakras are meant to be playing together, communicating, working as a whole system, and within that there's independent functions and independent energetics, but they're never meant to be experienced independently. So just like in creating a beautiful song, you use specific keys to create chords of music that express a whole energetics of music. It's the same thing. And so your system is meant to be functioning as a whole system.
Interesting. Okay, and there's something that you said to me prior to this that I want to have us talk about as well, which is, this stuff, whether you're aware of it or not, whether, if you're listening to this and you have never before heard of a chakra, what you said, go ahead and tell everybody what you said. It doesn't matter. It's happening, correct?
Yeah, your chakras, right now in 2012, your chakras are activating there's new energy being activated in them. There's new energy being downloaded in your subtle energy system that's activating new functions of your chakras right now, every day. That's why there's days that you feel kind of messed up. That's where your mind's going sometimes, what's happening to me? So whether you know about them or not, it's happening. It's just we're energetic beings. It's our purest expression. And so whether or not you know about it makes absolutely no difference whether it's happening to you or not. I could talk to any one person and say, tell me what your story's like right now, and I could tell them what's happening in their chakras. I say, that's because of this and this, and that's because this is activating, it's stirring up this issue that needs to be cleaned up in that chakra because you don't need to carry that around anymore. There's new energies coming in. That's why you're feeling this heavy pressure and this kind of, intensity or discomfort because that new energy is coming into your system and it wants to really power up that chakra to get your life going and get you on your path, but your mind's resisting it and your body's going, no, what's happening? This isn't comfortable. It's got to stop. So the more you teach your mind about your energies, about chakras, and say, hey, mind, this is what's happening. So could you work with me? Let's get on board here. Teach your mind how your mind won't get on board till it's educated. It has to learn what's going on. Otherwise, your mind can only apply it to your current perception of what you know.
Interesting. Okay. So let me ask you this. If we, let's say we're just starting out and we're like, okay, so I'm aware of this, Carol, and that's great. I'm really struggling with money, or, it's just the easiest one to choose. So I'm really struggling with money. Like, no matter how much no matter how hard I work, no matter how much I struggle, there's just never enough. So do we just start slowly dealing with the first chakra and then we move up from there? Or what's the best way for us to start working with the system that we are now aware is here?
Well, that's, we put this quiz together to give you some kind of self-assessment tool to say, okay, how am I doing? So once you get your quiz results and you go, ooh, what, chakras 1, 4, whatever, 3 of them are really, they're not doing well. They're weak. They're closed.
Right.
So now you have the beauty of, you can start it. We're very linear in how we approach everything, but I want you to understand energy is nonlinear. The chakras are not hierarchical. They don't say, you've got to start at number 1 to get to 7. It's like, we've just given them the convenience of numbers for identification, not for order. You gotta remember that. There's no, you've got to go from 1 to 7 in an order. And that's where people get lost in protocol. And it's like energy doesn't really care about protocol. It cares about intent. It cares about your intent to show up and want to heal your life. And it will work overtime in your behalf, and where protocol becomes just a convenience to support you, that what feels right, so you create a protocol that's perfect for you, you can jump right in on your 5th chakra if you want, because you know what? You're tired of getting sore throats, and you're tired of feeling like your voice isn't heard, and you feel blocked, and you don't feel like anyone listens to you. So you start right in on your throat chakra, because that's the number one thing. It's like, what's presenting in your life? Start there. Go with the biggest issue. Start there. Because your chakras don't care about that kind of linear order of things. It's like, we don't work that way. We're just all here. Get to work.
Yeah, no. What a great way. I'm so glad that I asked that question, because it did. It pointed out how linearly we do think, and so I'm glad that you.
I know, and see, I say, go where the hot spots are. Go where it's the most obviously showing up in your life. That, if you've got if you keep attracting people that are hurtful to you, if you've got, you feel like you always have this poor me, no one's ever going to love me, this wounded heart. Start with your heart chakra. Because I got to say, start where everything is just so ready to heal, so you'll see results. I'm all about people getting results and saying, whoa, this stuff works.
Right, of course.
I don't want you starting with a chakra that's not really calling your attention. Your chakras are calling to you. They're getting your attention. They're saying, hello, pick me, because, there's some stuff here.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? You're absolutely right. If you think about it, and I'm sure everybody literally listening could sit there and go, oh, yeah, okay, that's what that is. It's calling my attention. Now, is there something that we can do? So once we get to the point where we're, the system is working well, is there sort of maintenance that you do on a daily basis? Because, we're dealing with tons of different energy coming at us and, from the world. So is there something that you recommend we do on a daily basis? Okay.
Well, yeah, and as an energy healer, and I've been doing this for over, 20 years now, this is how I teach it. It's like, hey, you have a physical body. Do you have to ask yourself, well, is there something I should do to take care of my physical body, once I've kind of gotten it cleaned up? Do I have to shower again? I took a shower. Do I have to shower again? I brushed my teeth once. Do I need to brush them again? It's like, yeah, it's hygiene. It's maintenance. I say there's energetic hygiene. And
Love
you
it.
learn how to do that. You learn how to now so it's easy. It becomes a way of life, My lifestyle is I work with my energies every day, and it's a second nature to me is brushing my teeth. And, I have to share, when I teach people how to do this, I'm very practical. I'm very hands-on. It's like, I don't like all the fluff, and it's like, okay, let's just get right to, you need to learn about them. You need to learn. You need to be educated. Then it's technique. Once you have the knowledge, it's like, okay, what are the techniques? What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I give people. It's like, okay, let me show you what to do. It's kind of like, okay, we teach why you need to do it. What are their function? How are they affecting your life? The cool thing is, once you start to open up this awareness, your chakras will start to teach you. It's an intelligent system that knows how to run properly. It's like, it's not dependent on your mind figuring out how to get it to work right. You start working with it, it's going to start working for you.
Huh.
That's what's so cool about it.
I love that. That is cool. We're such intelligent beings when we let ourselves be, right?
Definitely. When we get, the mind thinks it's in charge. The mind thinks, okay, the mind thinks it has the power to heal. Mm-hmm. Your subtle energy system has the power of healing embedded in it. It's in all of your energetics, and your chakras are designed to heal, to correct, to regenerate, to do what they do if given the chance. You do have to learn to be an affirmative. The best thing you can do for your mind is not put your mind in charge of your chakras. Teach it to listen to your chakras, and then teach it to have an affirmative habit of prosperous, abundant thinking.
I love that. And what a huge shift. I mean, the fact that we're literally teaching our minds not to control something, but to pay attention and listen.
Work with it. Partner with it. Listen to it. What are my chakras telling me?
I love it. So are you at the point, and is it possible to get to the point where you're like, ooh, okay, something feels a little off? Because you even said that. Sometimes you wake up and you're like, whoa, everything's funky today, and I don't even know why. So then if we get good at this, we're able to intuit what it is and what needs realignment. I mean, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I believe, very much so, because that's the level we're going to. We're really opening to be very, to have that. Our third eye is activating very strongly, so we get our own insights. We get our own information. That our energy is speaking to us, and we're able to translate it.
Wow, yeah, see, and I think that's such a cool thing, and I want everybody to hear that, because we are talking about manifest everything now, and you know how passionate I am about doing that from the inside out, and this truly is the inside out. But what that means is, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Carol, please, but whenever something gets out of whack, we can shift it right back so that our manifesting positive things does not get interrupted. We don't have to go through weeks and weeks of like, I'm just in a funk, or correct?
Correct. Very much so. You start to see what your habits are. You're like, oh, okay, it's just, I have this energy develops habits, and so a lot of the correction is just creating new energetic habits by noticing and going, okay, let's see, we teach it, I use a lot of modalities in how I teach this, and you don't have to use them all. You find the ones that you're the most drawn to, whether it's color therapy, because chakras relate to colors, they relate to affirmations. Every chakra has a script. And I created the affirmations. If you were to say, what are all the affirmations of each of the chakras? And I teach it. I actually was the first person to create tapping techniques to clear the chakras of false programming. And I teach you how to do all that, how to clear out all the false programming and then turn on the affirmative energy. If each chakra has a script, what are the words? Because that's where your mind becomes a useful tool then, as you're thinking that and you're focusing on that energy center, it responds accordingly.
Huh. That makes so much sense. But I love that you're using sort of the different techniques to get in there. That's
yeah. I mean, you have to have techniques. Otherwise, they're just kind of this kind of esoteric, you know, spiraling wheels of energy. I'm like, well, what do I do with a spiraling wheel of energy?
Right.
That's
You're
nice,
like, that's
right?
nice. Right. That's really cool.
I'm a pragmatist. It's like, it's nice knowing kind of the esoteric nature of things. I'm like, so what do I do with that? And how's that going to make my life, you know, how's that going to change my bank account? And how's that going to change my relationship with my teenage son who I fight? You know, there's just like, if it doesn't show up and it affects what you're manifesting in a day-to-day life, then I haven't succeeded as a teacher. It's like, I expect your life to look different by your learning what I teach you. It's like, I expect what you manifest on a day-to-day basis to truly change, to look more abundant, more joy-filled, and more true to who you are.
Wow.
But you got to do the work. You got to do that's the thing. I'm going to show you how to do it, but you got to do it. And that might look like 20 minutes a day. It's like think of, okay, I take care of my body. I got to take care of my energy.
Yeah. I love that you put it like, you know, the hygiene. It's like, well, yeah, okay, of course I'm going to find 20 minutes a day. When you're explaining it like this, and I think it's because you are so pragmatic that it's like, oh, well, that makes complete sense. Of course I would. Yeah. It's
actually really fun because when you start to really learn this, you start to actually, you get to a point where you can go, oh, wow, you know, they need their throat chakra. You know, you can send some awesome energy to someone's throat chakra and say, here, let me give you that. You need help.
Interesting. That's very cool, and that's got to be such a wild new way to be sort of intaking the energy around you. So earlier you were talking about the different chakras, and if they were to speak, they would say. So is there something that the whole system, when it's united and, you know, sort of working together in beautiful harmony, is there a voice to that?
Well, it would purely be that I am just an abundant being, you know. It's just like I am powerful, and, I mean, the whole thing is just everything that people are drawn to. And when they learn about the law of attraction, you know, all the real more mainstream stuff that's out there, that's embodied in each of the chakras as a whole system is, you are a unique expression of power and abundance. And you're meant to show up and share that gift with the world. And that doesn't mean you've got to be in some healing practice or, you know, the thing is we're getting to a place where everyone's in their own way becoming a healer, and they might be working at the grocery store. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to be in the job to be a healer.
Right.
You just got to be someone that's living your truth, and you're going to be like this walking, energetic healing system around the planet.
Wow. I love that. Okay, now, actually, I want to talk about that, and I do want to talk about it specifically with money. So why you say that the energy of money is shifting. Is that?
Well, I'll say it's collapsing. The old programming is collapsing. That's why we use the phrase, the economy collapsed.
Right.
You know? Well, the energetics have collapsed. We can't keep doing it the same way. Money no longer wants to be used as control and power. It's tired. It's like, okay, I'm done. I'm not going to be used anymore. Money is an energetic system. It has its own kind of energetic identity. And it's tired of being the primal energy and being abused as a system of power and control. It's like, that's it. I'm done. I'm collapsing. I'm not doing that anymore. You know, if money were to talk, that's what it'd tell you. It'd say, no, I'm going, I'm done. I'm done being in the hands of those that play at this really dysfunctional level. I want to bless people's lives. Money wants to be a blessing. Money wants to be a gift. Money wants to be of service, and it wants to serve you first. Money wants to be held in a much higher vibration. It wants to be, and this is interesting, when you think of the phrases we use around money, the words, appreciation is one of the best words in the money system. We use the word, your money appreciating. Money wants to be an expression of appreciation. Thank you. It wants to be used as appreciation.
That's cool. That's like,
it is. It's really cool.
Light bulb. That's okay. So how do we align with this shift to allow financial flow? Is it just, as you said, really living from our hearts?
Well, I'm going to take everybody through a visualization to help you activate your heart chakra with the flow of money, because what's happening is money wants to move from the root chakra, which is all about survival. It's been running all the programming of, you know, there's never enough. I have to have money to survive. I can never have enough. And, then money has been used as greed and control and power. That's all root chakra, old stuff. It's like, done, played that game. It was really amazing. We all played into it. We all believed it. We want to wrap that up. It's like money's saying, money is still in the root chakra, the energetics of money, because it's grounded in the physical, but it wants to now partner with the heart. Money wants to be connected to the heart chakra, and those energies are activating, and they're allowing. So what that would look like is I do what I love, and money supports me. So, see, it's all about being supported and appreciated. And when I pay my bills, I'm not just paying my bills. I'm appreciating the companies that have provided these services to me. Anytime I spend money, I'm sharing appreciation. I am sending appreciation out there. And one of the biggest activations that's going on is the receptive energy in the heart. I now receive money into my heart. I love money. People have this really weird kind of, is it okay to love money? Because then I'm going to be like greedy. I'm like, well, it's a pretty big player in your day-to-day life. Wouldn't you like to just be in love with it? I love money and money loves me, and it's all cool, and I'm a really spiritual person. You know, it's like, fall in love with money. It's a good thing, you know? Money's a great thing. It will serve you. It's not going to, people are afraid money's going to, the old programming was, oh, you're going to lose all your spirit, you know, that money's worldly, and, you lose all your ethics. And now money just makes you more of whatever you are. You know?
I'm so glad. I say that all the time. I'm so glad you just said that, because it's true. It's so true.
Yeah.
So I would love it. Can you take us through that?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's real
cool.
simple.
Very cool. Yeah.
And every time, I'm going to caution people, every time you say, I can't afford it, you're back in your old programming in the root chakra. And what you're going to be asked to do now is, there's something you want in life. The first thing people do is, can I afford it? And they totally kill the desire. It's like, can't have it. I'm like, hey, when the heart's involved, when you have a desire, you're like, oh, I would love to do that or own that or experience that, send it out from your heart. Let your heart, it's almost like you see this desire going out on wings to the universe, going, okay, I'm sending out my desire. If it's meant to happen, then it'll be cool to see how the money shows up, you know, because I believe money can show up to support me in that. So you live from your heart and your heart's desires of what you want to experience, own, play with in this realm, you know. It's like, what do you want? Believe money will show up, rather than what do you want? Oh, I don't have the money, I can't have it. Huge switch. And every time you go, oh, I really love, oh, I can't have the money, you're back in your that lower energy. It just killed it. It's like, all right, well, don't expect it. You can't manifest that. It's not going to happen, because you just went back to the really old programming of money's not there for you, and it's a survival energy. And it's like your money's going, really, really, come on, let me show up in your life. Come on. But it can only respond to what you allow. Money is a neutral energy. It just serves you. That's all it does. It plays off your script. And it runs from whatever chakra you're running it from. So money's awesome, man. It's so cool because it's willing to serve us all kinds of lessons, you know, and get the bad rap a lot.
Yeah. No wonder it's tired.
I know, it is, really. So let's go ahead and do this meditation. And so I'm going to have everybody that's listening to start. Uncross your legs and your arms so that your body's in an open position. Probably better to be sitting. Better not to be driving. using heavy equipment wouldn't be a good idea, because you're going to go into a more alpha state, meaning you're going to go slow your brainwave state down, because we're going inward. We're turning on our insight, the inner vision. So everybody just close their eyes and turn their energy inward and turn it towards and present it in the present moment. So notice your whole body sitting there in present time. Notice the space you occupy from the bottom of your feet to the top of your head. Bring your energies, gather them into present time by noticing yourself sitting there. Take 3 deep breaths in and out. Again, noticing your breath and the rise and fall of your chest with each breath in and each breath out. Do 2 more. Again, presencing yourself in the now, and 1 more. Now, there's this area of your root chakra. Put your attention down by your pelvic floor, and notice that money has been operating there. And thank money that that's been your experience, that money's been connected to your root chakra, and whatever story you've been playing out with money. Just appreciate the story. Appreciate that possibly you've been playing a lot of there's not enough, I can't have what I want, money has all the power. And thank money for showing you your beliefs about it. And now imagine you could take this old script that money has been playing off of, and you could get rid of it, put it through a paper shredder, throw it into a fire. Take the old script, the whole not enough, there's never enough, money is evil. It's been handed down from generation to generation until you finally are the one holding it. And money's been playing that all out for you. And thank money, it served you in that script, but you don't want it to have that script anymore. So destroy the old script. And now we're going to activate a new script in your root chakra. And the new script is, there's more than enough money. It is my birthright to be financially prosperous. I receive my good in the form of money now. I am physically supported by money. I'm grateful for money and how it supports me. And you can add whatever you want to that script in your root chakra. Literally imagine imagine a very large check, or $100 bills are in the U.S. currency. That's one of the larger denominations. But I want you to activate the energy of money by imagining a large amount of money in the form of a check. And I don't want people to go do something that's reasonable. Maybe it's $50,000, maybe it's $100,000. Don't do the million thing, because most people don't believe. You don't want to create too big of a. You want to go with something more practical to just activate this. And it's just symbolic. I want you to put that into that area. Like if there was a swirling disc of energy there, drop it in. Drop in this. Or maybe you want to see currency symbols. Drop them in. Maybe you want to hear the cha-ching, cha-ching sound that money, with cash registers, lots of money coming. Or a lot. Maybe you won how slot machines go off and all this money comes pouring out. Just with your senses, visual or sound, or seeing it, activate that energy in your root chakra. Put in the color green. That's the color of money in the United States currency. If you're in a different country, use another color that really resembles money. And now, once you've gotten that activated in your root chakra, this new script with money, we're going to go on up to the 4th chakra, the heart. We're going to activate the heart chakra to now be connected with money as well. And the new script that's being activated in the heart chakra with money is, I love money and money loves me. Money is spiritual. I'm doing what I love and money supports me. And I want you to imagine a green bud, a flower in the form of a green bud, and it blossoms and it opens. And maybe the petals are made of currency. And I want you to do figure eights, the infinity sign. It's a sideways figure eight. And I want you to take your hand and reach, extend it out in front of you, in front of your chest, straight-armed, and imagine your fingertips are connecting with the energy of money. And you bring it into your heart, touch your chest, go back out, and using the sideways figure eight, connect with money again, receive it, and then it also is expressed outwardly, because money is a currency. It flows. It's a current. And have it flowing into your heart and out of your heart as appreciation. Every time you spend money, see that in the energy, experience it as you expressing your appreciation to wherever and whoever you're sharing with it. And it just continues. The current grows stronger, what's coming in. There's always more money coming in than going out, and that warms your heart. And just put your fingertips on your chest, middle of your chest. Breathe in and feel that new connection you have with money from your heart center. And it's a good thing to love money because you choose to do, it only makes you more of who you are. And you're a good person, and you're meant to do wonderful things with the resource of money. And acknowledge yourself for that. Then, if you're willing, give yourself a big hug or a pat on the back and really be your own best friend in all of this and say, hey, I'm pretty cool, I figured many, many years ago, I'm always going to be with me, so I might as well like myself. So like yourself. And be okay with whatever story you've had to this point. Knowing as you learn about your chakras, you can change the story. Then when you feel complete with all of this, go ahead and open your eyes, become present in present time. And just feel the warmth you feel in your heart that money loves you and it wants to be there for you because it really does. So there you go.
Well, that was fantastic. I love
fun,
that.
Huh? I love that.
It's great. I love how positive it is, and what a great thing. It's so true. I love money, and money loves me, and to picture that flow and that current in and out, it's so powerful. So I know people are really going to be able to use that for huge benefits. So thank you for sharing that.
Well, a couple follow-up tips. What I said earlier: stop saying I can't afford it. Send your heart's desire out and let the money show up. The other one is get some cash in your wallet, carry around physical money, get connected. Money is experienced mostly as energy nowadays, but you're going to connect with it bigger if you have a physical connection too. I always have at least $100, normally $200 to $300 in my wallet, and people kind of get freaked out about that, but see what that brings up for you. What does that stir up for you? You want to clean that stuff out. You really want to dump those old, energies, and so get connected with money.
I love that.
Lay on your bed and put $100 bill on your heart.
Oh, that's cool. I love that.
Yeah, I love this stuff. It's like, oh, I love money, and then see if this old voice comes up that says, oh, that's really bad. You shouldn't love money. People are evil that love money. See what that stirs up. Call it up, man. It's like, I don't need that stuff. That's just old programming, old cultural family programming.
I love that, and I love that you're making it, you're giving it a sense of fun. I think that, you're taking the struggle off of the work to stop struggling. So, that's a really powerful thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been at this a while, and it's like, hey, you got to get fun. It's got to get safe.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm all about making it fun now.
Yeah, it's so true. If it's not fun, you're not going to keep doing it.
Because I'm no longer living the struggle, so it's like I can
Right.
help bring in the fun. It's
well,
like,
that's good.
Let me help make this fun for all of you. You don't have to struggle so much.
See, I love that, and I love that's what you're here for. That's why I was so excited to have you on this, have you in the series. So that's great. So let me ask you this: do you have? Because I love sharing this with people. Do you have one story or two stories of someone who's experienced an amazing transformation or life change that came from literally working with the chakras? Is there anything you can share with us?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm numerous. I'll start with myself. In 1994, my husband and I we went early and created a lot of debt really early. We had like $45,000 in credit card debt, and I started to work with all of this with what I'm teaching you today, specifically to money. Although the chakra training that I offer goes way beyond just money, but that happened to be the focal point at that particular phase of our experience. And I started to really work with the energetics of my chakras and with money, and we were able to clean that up within the year, and we've been debt free ever since. And I've I've gone on to build a very successful multi-million-dollar company in a field that's rare. I'm an energy healer. It's like, who does that? But it's like, and I'm okay with that because I know what I offer is you got to be okay that people pay you with whatever you brought to serve. The other thing that's shifting with money is the sense of if you serve, you can't make money. No, we have to serve and make money in our service because it's not about serving in the old-fashioned way of service is about doing something voluntarily. No, everyone's meant to be of service and be paid for it. That's a big shift. So that's really cool that that's happening. And the other person, it was more of a physical condition. One of the most miraculous turnarounds I saw with someone's health was a woman that came to me with a very extreme case of chronic fatigue to the point where she had no physical life force ability to, be up and about in her day. She lived her life in her bed. And it was all related to her leaky chakras and her people-pleasing programming that she carried in various chakras that we cleaned up. And I had to teach her how to repair her chakras to hold and how to feed the energy to her. She was feeding everybody else, losing her life force, leaking out of her root chakra. She was traveling, honestly. I think she was going to some really expensive clinic on the East Coast every few months to try and remedy this through a physical approach. And when she heard about me, she was desperate. So, see, desperation has a value. It kind of takes you through doors that – so you got to – the more you have an open mind, you don't need to get desperate. It's like, I'm willing to learn and grow. I don't have to be desperate anymore, okay?
Right.
Because a lot of times we don't move or open to things unless we're in that desperate place. So she was desperate. She came to me. She was in full function. She had to watch herself. She had to do her own work. She had to, within 3 months, that woman was out of bed a good 8 hours a day starting to really live her life.
Wow.
It was like really quick. It was like, and these things don't surprise me. I'm not like, wow, I think it's cool. I'm enamored for people that they get this experience. I don't ever get surprised on the possibilities. I expect that. I'm like, I hold a really high level of what I think is possible for people. What I get so thrilled by is that they let it happen. That's what thrills me. That's where I get very excited. It's not like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. Don't ever say I can't believe that happened. It's like, well, believe it. And believe more can happen.
Yeah, it's so true. It's funny because I've started taking the word, like anytime I catch myself about to say, that's unbelievable, I'm like, nope, don't say that, because exactly, you want to be able to believe that everything is possible. So, and that's, a lot of why I'm doing this, and I'm so excited by this whole series is because, I truly feel like everything is possible. I feel like it's never too late. You said that early on in the call. And so, I love being able to bring everybody who's listening, like right now, what you all have all just experienced with Carol for this last hour is so unique and so important. And so that's what I'm so excited to be able to bring to people. So, thank you for bringing all of that. I know you put together a special offer for everybody who's listening. This is so huge. This is such a great and cool thing that you're giving us access to. So I really appreciate it.
Well, what I did, I put together what I did for I created a chakra healing home study course that I actually produced over a 10-month period, and that was so that I could take each chakra. I invited a colleague of mine to also participate to teach very specific techniques related to yoga and Thai yoga, and I produced a 20-hour home study course that no matter your level of learning, and I knew there needed to be information that took the newbie, the absolute beginner, and really train them in this system where that by the end of your training, you're going to be an advanced student, advanced practitioner of your own chakra system. And so we compiled that into those 10 months were compiled to 20 hours of training with some extra bonuses that we included to complement the basic chakra healing program. And we have created a digital online healing. It's like going to school online and attending chakra class because it's all online. It's through video that it's available. And when you purchase the program, you have access to all the video content, transcripts of the training, all the scripts that I teach with the clearing and the affirmation, reframing scripts. You learn. We have 9 different modalities that I teach on how to work with your chakras so that you can play with those. And some require that you would include, you might have to, very few of them are like essential oils and some other techniques that if you want to, you can invest in other resources, but the bulk of them are just hands-on things you do with your own energy, with your own, you're the tool, you're it. And it's a beautiful program because we take you you can go through it from the linear way, start at the beginning, go through it, or you can jump in anywhere you want. You have access to the whole library. And it's yours. You own it. You are now in a community. We have an awesome community on Facebook. It's a great community of people that are invested in learning about their chakras. And what I love is there's many levels of knowledge within the community. So quite often, there's oftentimes if I haven't gotten to someone's question, somebody else has answered it because they have more knowledge. Every month we produce the Ask Carol audio that you continue to get support, and people send in their questions, and it's just a great train. I don't know any other training system like it because most of the stuff out there is very esoteric, and they don't teach a practical approach to this, and that is really my strong point. I make it, it needs to be fun, and it needs to see results. I can't do it for people, though. You got to show up and do the work. It's like,
boy, if you could do it for people, that's a whole other story.
I actually do a lot for people if they'll just show up and join me. That's the thing.
Right.
It's like, you know what? If you'll join me in my energy, you're going to get a huge benefit of what I've already done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
because you're showing up.
I was going to say we're even experiencing that just by joining you and showing up today. So, I know that that's true and it is. It's such a unique program, and I think you're absolutely right. It's not. You're focused on what everybody here who's listening is focused on. You want us to get the results. You want it to be pragmatic, and that's, you're not just wanting to be like, look, this is so cool, and you're literally saying, here, you should be using this to get results. I mean, you said it earlier perfectly. I couldn't ever, where you want, what did you say? You said when you work with this, you want to be able to look at your life and absolutely see that you're abundant and all of the manifesting is working. So let me ask you this, because I know that over time we're going to be advanced with our whole chakra energy system. What are some of the results that people could start to see really quickly?
Well, again, and I think once you get to that page, I think you can access the quiz in there somehow. I mean, I'm not looking at it myself right now, but I would expect you to see whatever we call it your presenting issue to start to shift, whether that's with money related. There's 3 categories we create struggle: money, health, relationships. And then there's variables within each of those. But those are the 3 big players. And so rather than try and shift all 3, I would expect you to pick one of the 3 that's like it's got the most loaded, it's got the most stuff going on, the most struggle presenting itself. And I'd expect you to start to see changes. That you're different, people are different. If it's with relationships, your relationships are getting better. Maybe it's job related. Your job changes, it's just the energy at your job is different. You change something in it, there's going to be change.
Interesting.
So, every story is unique. So, I could give you all kinds of examples of what does that look like in somebody's story. But I would expect things to shift. You're going to have to go in believing that's possible. If you're a big, I don't know, I'll see it, if you're the type that's going to go, I don't know, and you're going to get exactly what you go in with. And I can help you get rid of that.
Right.
But you got to believe you deserve more and that you're ready for more. And it's like, bring it on, and you got to be willing for things to start shifting. When the energy changes, your life changes. When your chakra energy changes, your life changes in a big way, pretty fast. It's like,
wow.
Whoa.
It's so true. If you believe that this can work and you're willing to just show up and be open, I mean, this is a program like no other, and it truly is, and it is built to help you start manifesting everything now. I mean, literally, that is not a joke. It is absolutely true.
Where I believe we're going in the generations of humanity, and I don't know if it's 2 generations out or there's going to be a time when, whether it's our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, whatever, they say to their mommy and daddy, people didn't used to know about their chakras? That's so weird. It's like kids saying now, people didn't used to have microwaves? I can't even imagine that.
It's so true. And and you're and I want to thank you because you're instrumental in starting that reality to, actually become real now. I mean, it's not just in the future. This is starting to happen now, and it's such a powerful resource. I mean, we're our tool, so that's amazing.
Yeah. And what's cool, and I'll just throw this in as just a little side note, I'm a huge advocate for better parenting. Having been a parent and had the opportunity to really learn tremendous things through my role as a mom, and my real passion is teaching a parent this, and then they're going to start teaching their kids. That's when I know it's like, whoa, now we're really rocking this. It's like when you can start to teach your children about this stuff, that's when it's just incredible.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's such an amazing resource. And you're right, because that's how we change we help affect the generations that are up and coming and the ones that ultimately are to come. So you've been just mind-blowingly fantastic. I so appreciate you doing this. And you've been very generous with your time, so I appreciate that. Is there anything you want to share with us before we, say goodbye to you for today?
Well, I have a certain level of confidence that I carry, and it's because I've seen what people receive from really getting committed to the learning and practicing of this. And so my confidence isn't built on, hey, I'm so cool, look what I've got. It's built on the fact that I've literally heard from thousands and thousands. There's not a day that goes by that my support team is sharing emails with me about massive transformations in people's lives. Our whole support team in the company that it's not just Carol. I have a company now, and there's several people. My son and my son-in-law actually run the company, and the fact that we hear from people every day we're hearing these amazing stories. We never take it for granted. It never gets old. Everyone is as important and is heartfelt as the other ones that we hear, because that's some one person that got to experience that, and we feel that, and that's what's so cool, because it's like, I know this will help people. I know it. I've seen it too many times to ever doubt it, and so I want that for people. That's what inspires me. That's where my confidence comes from, is I want every person listening to this to have what they so long for, but they're getting in their own way from allowing to happen.
I love that. And you're so clearly genuine and so authentic, and so that's everybody. I know that you're getting that from Carol. I mean, this is a real treat that we've been able to share this hour with you. I mean, it truly is a real treat, and you're opening our eyes to what is possible and within us, and I think that's magnificent. So, thank you for everything.
You're welcome.
You've brought. It's just been fantastic, and I so appreciate it. And on behalf of me and everybody listening, I say thank you a million times. Thank you. So you have
You're welcome.
Great rest
of your day. A million welcomes.